Joaquín El Chapo Guzman is one of the top listed criminals in the world. He ruled the maximum regions in Mexico alone, especially in the northern area, transporting high rates of drugs such as marijuana, heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine. Guzman was born and raised in Badiraguato municipality, an impoverished and remote area of Sinaloa state in northwestern Mexico that was the birthplace of many notorious drug traffickers. He began his criminal career in the 1980s as a member of the Guadalajara drug cartel, headed by Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo. Guzman rapidly rose through the ranks of the organization. When it disbanded in the late 1980s, he became a leader in the Sinaloa cartel. His organization produced and smuggled various kinds of illicit drugs. In 1993, Guzman was arrested in Guatemala and extradited to Mexico. There he was tried and acquitted on charges of murder, but found guilty of drug trafficking and possession of firearms, and eventually was sentenced to more than 20 years in a maximum security prison. According to various sources, he became head of the cartel in 1995. In 2001, he escaped with the help of corrupt prison guards. A subsequent investigation led to the arrest on corruption charges of many employees of the prison, including its warden. Guzman's family is heavily involved in drug trafficking. This drug trafficker was married 4 times. It has been known that he has dozens of children, but 9 have been confirmed so far from 3 of these 4 marriages. 4 of his sons were groomed early to take over the empire their father had created. As we know, El Chapo is in life prison for the charges of drug trafficking and murders and various individuals in a supermax prison in Colorado where the chances of his prison break are impossible. In his absence, these 4 did the same that was expected out of them. These 4 are Ovidio Guzman, Ivan Archivaldo, Edgar Guzman Lopez, and Jesus Alfredo Guzman Salazar. These are the villains of new generations. Their illicit works and their involvement in their family cartel business rang the bell. Now, Ovidio Guzman Lopez is a high-ranking member of the Sinaloa cartel. Law enforcement investigations indicate Ovidio and his brother, Joaquín Guzman Lopez, function in high-level command and control roles of their drug trafficking organization, the Guzman Lopez Transnational Criminal Organization. Under the umbrella of the Sinaloa cartel, the Guzman Lopez brothers began their narcotics trafficking careers early by inheriting relationships from their deceased brother, Edgar Guzman Lopez. Following Edgar's death, Ovidio and Joaquín inherited a great deal of the narcotics proceeds and began investing large amounts of the cash into the purchasing of marijuana in Mexico and cocaine in Colombia. On October 17, 2019, members of the Mexican National Guard briefly arrested Ovidio Guzman Lopez in Culiacán, Sinaloa, setting off several gun battles in the city. Heavily armed cartel gunmen, numbering over 700, threatened mass civilian deaths, including an attack on the apartment complex housing the relatives of the local military personnel. Hours later, Ovidio Guzman was freed, with Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador saying he supported the decision to prevent more bloodshed. The next month, however, one of the officers who arrested Ovidio, identified as Eduardo N., was assassinated. CCTV from the scene shows a group of armed men jumping out of a car and firing on a neighboring vehicle at a strip mall in Culiacán, discharging more than 150 rounds in a matter of seconds before speeding away. The officer was part of an elite group of state police assigned as an escort to the Undersecretary of Public Security for the region in Mexico. According to the force, the Secretary of Public Security of the state regrets the death of a member of the state police, Eduardo, who lost his life this Wednesday in the capital of Sinaloa. The spokesman also said, in solidarity with the family and friends of the fallen officer. Local media report he was one of the officers involved in the arrest of Ovidio Guzman Lopez, the son of El Chapo, who is currently wanted in the U.S. on drug trafficking charges. Guzman Lopez was apprehended by 30 members of the National Guard militarized police and army in a raid on his compound last month. However, officers were forced to release him after members of his father's notorious Sinaloa cartel swarmed the area. Videos published on social media showed gunmen, some wearing black ski masks over their faces, riding in the back of trucks firing mounted machine guns as vehicles, and at least one petrol station burned. Surrounded by enemies, the soldiers gave Guzman Lopez back in a capitulation that caused the government international embarrassment. 2 people were killed, and a further 21 were injured in the carnage, which also saw between 20 and 30 people escape from prison. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, do like the video and leave a comment. Subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos.